Okay, good evening, everyone, and welcome to tonight's meeting of the Lunenburg Select Board. Today is Tuesday, March 17th. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. In accordance with the requirements of the open meeting law, please be advised that this meeting is being recorded and broadcast live over the Lunenburg Public Access channel on Facebook Live on the Public Access Facebook page and will be uploaded to the Lunenburg Access YouTube channel after the meeting. The agenda lists all the topics which may be discussed at the meeting and are those reasonably anticipated by the chair. Votes may be taken as a result of these discussions. Not all items listed may in fact be discussed, and other items not listed may also be brought up for discussion to the extent permitted by the open meeting law. We're going to begin tonight with announcements, and I just have one. So we are going to be doing a photo competition for the cover of our annual town report. So if you would like to participate, you can submit a photo through our town website, and we will be voting on the winner. So the submission deadline is April 3rd.
Wait, who's we?
The select board.
Okay. Just making sure that I was on the same page.
So you have until April 3rd if you'd like to participate. And again, you can submit your photos through the town website. Okay, public comment. Is there any public comment from the board?
Nope.
Any public comment from the public? Mr. Scolambrini.
I'm Anthony Scolambrini, the elder. I live at 5 Valley Road. I'm here to chat a bit about TC Passios. I know that there's been a lot of discussion amongst select board members about TC Passios, and there's going to be a presentation by the food pantry tonight. And I had talked to Nancy Beach about this. You know, the select board has a responsibility to make sure that the town isn't spending any more money than it absolutely has to. And TC Passios, the town has been spending a lot of money on that building, and it probably didn't have to. And it's right for the town to look at who's in the building and who should be in the building and who should not be in the building. And the easy pieces are the Shapiro Group out, the food pantry out, because those aren't town functions. But there are still town functions that are in that building, and until those issues are resolved, that building is still going to cost the town money. And in particular, a ton of money associated with the gas boilers and the massive heating system that exists in that building. The fact of the matter is that I'm also a member of the Lunenburg Municipal Building Design Committee. As you all know, Brian and I served together on that committee. And at our most recent meeting, one of the things that came out was a lot of discussion about storage and where are we going to keep files, where we're going to keep long-term storage files, so on and so forth. And during the course of that conversation, one of the things that came up was the town representative, Chris Ruth, said, well, I'd really like to see the files that are stored in TC Passios in the basement of a brand new building, which I thought was an incredible comment. I said, hey, I says, you know, we really need to be looking at TC Passios as well as other town administrative functions that take place at this building and at the Ritter. And the committee chair, Dave Blatt, said, I'm not taking on TC Passios. And I think that that's something that the select board needs to reconsider. Because with the easy ones gone, like the food pantry, like the Shapiro Group, we did manage to kind of make some progress with PAC, and now we're planning on putting PAC up, you know, in this building, someplace. But there are still two very critical town functions that are taking place, town admin functions that are taking place, and they're not on the radar scope for the committee that you're asking to look at town administrative functions, the Lunenburg Municipal Building Design Committee. The long-term file storage, which is taking place at the TC Passios building, by the decree of the chair, said, I'm not going to look at TC Passios. And I think that's a mistake. I think that the select board should say the town administrative functions that are at TC Passios need to be looked at. And they need to be dealt with as part of the comprehensive plan that we were supposed to bring back to you. The other fairly significant town administrative function that takes place at TC Passios is that associated with voting, both the the active voting, which takes place, at the gymnasium at TC Passios, as well as all of the storage associated with, voting machines and all that paraphernalia that the town clerk is responsible for. Now, there's been some casual discussion about migrating that stuff out to the schools, but right now, it's a town administrative function that's taking place in TC Passios. So I would highly recommend that the Select Board say to the Lunenburg Municipal Building Design Committee, you need to take a look at the town administrative functions that are taking place in TC Passios and make that part of our agenda. It's absolutely critical. Last thing, no matter what we do, I think for the next year or so, is those gas boilers are going to continue to run, and they're going to continue to cost the town money. No matter whether or not the food pantry is in that building. And what might make more sense is to leave that food pantry in that building, but say to them, as I have always said in different correspondence and different conversations that I've had, make them pay some rent. That's it. Any questions for me? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. Moving on to scheduled meetings, we do have a public hearing, but I'm going to go out of order, and I just want to note that the public hearing should begin at 7:10. It's currently 7:09, but instead we're going to jump down to the discussion with the Lunenburg Community Food Pantry on potential sites for the relocation of the food pantry from the TC Passios building, and we have the president of the food pantry, Nancy Beach, who's going to be doing a presentation.
Thank you. I'm Nancy Beach. I'm president of the food pantry. As you know,
Sorry, maybe we should just share the screen too, so
okay.
People at home can see it as well. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that. Are you in?
No, but I think you can.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, if you don't mind.
Do you
Sorry.
have the presentation? Okay. So when she brings it up, it will be on
Then
that screen.
Yeah.
But it's a few seconds delayed. So when you
Okay.
say next slide and it doesn't go,
okay,
it's because it's live.
okay. Should I wait?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Should be up there now.
It's coming. There it is. Next slide. As you know, the mission of our pantry is to provide nutritious food items in an atmosphere of kindness and respect to individuals and families who live in Lunenburg, Massachusetts, who request our assistance. We began in 2007 when the Lunenburg Turkey Hill Lions Club began the food pantry. Could you go to the next slide? And it was located on the second floor of the fire station. Then the town graciously gave us space to move to TC Passios Kitchen in '21. In the fall of '22, we separated from the Lions Club and became a 501c3 charitable organization so that we could go after grants to sustain the pantry. And in 2024, the town graciously gave us the cafeteria. So we expanded our space. We are an all-volunteer organization. There is no paid staff. And the Lions Club is one of our major supporters. Next slide. How we receive our food. Our volunteers go to Worcester County Food Bank every week and pick up about 3,000 pounds of food and bring it back to the pantry. Hannaford gives us donations 3 days a week, Tuesday, Thursday, and Sundays. Those are the days we're open. Lunenburg residents drop off donations all the time. And the town and school and local organizations do food drives occasionally during the year, and we get food that way. Next slide. Oh, I forgot the second slide. How do we distribute food? The pantry is open 3 days a week, Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. We have 4 shopping centers, sessions by appointment only, and the home deliveries we do once a week. We just instituted home deliveries to housebound people in town. We serve an average of 120 households a week. Multiply that times 4, that's over 400 households, and it equates to over 1,000 people we feed in this town. Again, we're all volunteer. We have about 45 volunteers in the organization that come in every week. And then it equates to about 120 hours of volunteer work. So we have a great volunteer base that fills slots for us. Next slide. We want to thank the town of Lunenburg for allowing us to use this space. It's wonderful support from you all. It's helped us create a premier grocery-style pantry. If you've ever been in there, we welcome you to come and see it anytime. And it better serves our community that is growing, the growing need for the community. We currently have 3,500 square feet, 2,500 in the pantry and 900 in the storage area. So the potential closure of TCP is due to operating costs and building conditions. If we were to be asked to move tomorrow, we would have to close because there isn't really a space for us to go to right now. And so we're asking you to look at our proposal and see if we can possibly work to come up with something to at least leave us in there for until the town decides exactly what to do with the building. Our ideal space would be located right here in central Lunenburg. We want to keep the grocery style shopping. It needs to accommodate 12 refrigerators and freezers. So many buildings we've looked at, the floors aren't supportive enough to accommodate the freezers and the refrigerators. And we want to have a grocery style setup. Right now we have about 50 racks in the pantry storing food. Have heating and air conditioning, easy access, ADA accessible. Many of our clients have problems getting up the stairs, but they do come in. And we have parking and drive up. When the town first came to us about the condition of the building, we started a very aggressive search for property. We identified 8 town pieces of land. We went to warehouses, we went to retail. We've got a list of places that we've looked into and the costs of getting there. And our evaluation came back, and we completed our research, and we came back and we just found that nothing was fiscally responsible to do. It shows in our later slides how much it costs to put up a temporary building, which is far beyond our budget. So at this time, we feel that TC Passios meets our needs. Our proposal, we'd like to propose to partner with the town to stay in the place and continue to reduce operating costs. Evaluate the potential solutions to continue in the pantry, and we'd raise some funds to assist with that. I want to note that we have some very highly skilled and knowledgeable volunteers that will help us with this, to try to figure out what we can do to make TC Passios viable to stay there a few more years, or until the town decides what to do with the building. The benefits would allow us to provide the needed services, provides for the expected increase due to in the clientele because of the general state of the economy, the decrease in SNAP benefits, and the potential increase in taxes that may hurt some people. We want to continue to provide desperately needed space for the community events and sports too. In other words, we're talking about the gym next door, and we know there's a lot that goes on there. In closing, we want to ask that you provide us with the opportunity to determine the viability to keep the pantry open and continue its partnership with the town. Do you have any questions of me?
Thank you, Nancy. I'll open it up for any questions from the board.
Do you have a number in mind if you found a rental property, what you could afford for rent?
We haven't actually come up with that. Do you have anything to say to that? We've certainly looked at different places.
Possibility of a rental.
Yeah.
If we were to try to say 2,000 to 3,000 a month, there's nothing available. We've exhausted all options of being able to accommodate a place.
Just sent Nancy a link.
What?
It's the
Yeah,
link.
you just sent a link.
It's in Lancaster, just over the line.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know if you guys would be willing to move out.
Yeah, it's not really
It's
ideal.
not really ideal.
A lot of
Well-
our,
Could expand your customer base.
But we really serve Lunenburg, number
Right.
one.
Right.
right.
And we would really like to at least try to validate some of the numbers and see if there's some possibilities to be able to stay there. As Nancy said, we do have volunteers that can help with the maintenance of the building, a partnership, really be more vigilant on the heating and the light controls and things like that to try to get to the half-point number you were trying to get to by closing off the other sections.
I think the unfortunate part here is the fact that we're dealing now with such major water issues and mold and asbestos contamination that at a certain point, we might be forced to close the building.
And that's what we're nervous about.
We're wondering if that can be remediated by walling off the pantry and just
Sealing it
keeping
off
sealing
for
it
those
off.
two areas.
I'm afraid,
Helping
I'm
with the
afraid the
heat.
answer, I mean, I'm not an expert, but I am really nervous. You're living on borrowed time in that building. I really,
and we
with
would like-
safety,
yeah.
the cost of maintenance aside, I just feel like it's become a safety issue, really.
So the operating costs, the annual operating costs for the building are $120,000.
Right.
To operate the building. That does not include maintenance to the roof. That does not include maintenance or upkeep to anything. That is for $120,000 a year for the current conditions. I do not know, frankly, speaking to you today publicly, I do not know how long we can keep any occupants in that building with the current water.
It's because it's a health safety. thing,
Correct.
And that's going to be beyond our control,
Is it the
unfortunately.
consumption of the water or just the use of the water?
No.
The amount of water that just came into the building last week,
On the other two pieces, yes.
that is
The other wing.
substantial. But air,
Yeah.
your ductwork travels. Air quality is a building issue.
Mind the asbestos.
The asbestos, which is currently
Mold is
under carpet, is going
It's
to
soaking in water
crack.
that is then.
And then becomes friable, right? I do not see, unfortunately, how I can sit here with a straight face and advise this board that anybody can stay in this building for any long-term period without substantial improvements to the building.
Which is,
And
I don't think any of
and-
us want to be saying this.
No,
All
I mean,
of us wanna
it's an
support. I
awesome
just- I
setup you
don't-
guys have.
Right, right.
It's,
We've just had other people in there and just saying, well, we could
but I don't think the
seal
heat
off
even can be,
everything.
No.
can be.
If you turned off the heat and we provided our own heating source to that room, could we remediate the vents and
Be
wall?
proactive at the
Yeah.
place.
I think that money that you would spend on that is better spent
On a new
on a,
building.
on a nicer
We
place.
would agree
right?
if there was
If
one
there was
to
something
be
to
had.
Yeah.
If you
But-
notice,
But there
we,
isn't one to be had, that's the issue.
we looked into a temporary building to put in the
Yeah.
back of TC Patios. It came out to $539,000.
I saw.
I'm not going to spend that kind of money
No.
for something
That's why I was
temporary.
looking for rental properties.
Have you had anyone that is actually certified in asbestos removal?
Well, that's what I was
Those
going to ask, if we could at
conversations?
least get some validation of what it would cost and what would need to be
The
done,
the
might make
asbestos-
everybody a little more comfortable on the
We have the
result.
price of the asbestos remediation. I believe the asbestos was put in just for that one wing alone that's been decommissioned at $384,000.
But we're talking about maybe sealing it off, just not remediating, just sealing it off and having it blocked so that it eliminates the risk of the asbestos spreading to the gym and the
That would have to be
cafeteria.
all the ductwork, but that's not just the
Well,
rooms.
again,
yeah.
we would
Yeah.
have somebody
It's
come in and
been-
look at, what would it take and see what that price would be. I mean, we're looking at, over $500,000 to put in a single building, temporary. I mean,
Temporary.
so,
If we wanted
you know, we're
to
facing-
build, we're facing $1 million that we'd have to raise.
And
So-
obviously, you guys are a nonprofit. You can't just come up with $1 million to
Right.
build a new building. So
And I
I'm,
can't come up with the 539
I
to
know.
go temporary, so, yeah. We are looking everywhere.
Okay.
I will tell you that, I called obviously, retail space is way too expensive.
Right.
But I called anyway, and they said, well, we might be able to adjust a little bit, but they were $10,000 a month. I
right,
can't
and we're
do
so
that.
limited in town, especially for your needs, that you guys
I know, I can't-
kind of have to rely on town resources, and I'm sorry that we have such terrible buildings and that we don't have a proper community center where you guys can be homed and be secure long-term. I'm honestly so torn by this.
I know.
I haven't been volunteering with you guys for a while, but you know that the food pantry holds a very special place in my heart. And I also just understand the state of the building right now. We saw videos of the flooding that,
Really?
like, torrential downpours through that roof. Just, what was it, last week? Really a shocking amount of water. And it's only a matter of time before that building is just not occupiable at all.
Yeah.
But also at the same time, I don't want you guys to experience any disruption in your operations. And I don't really know what the solution is right now, I'll be honest. And I don't think we're gonna figure it out right now. We're just gonna have to continue this
Can we
conversation.
continue the conversation?
Yes.
Yeah, and can we?
We're gonna have
figure-
to.
Can we
I just-
research a little with the
I
company?
want to say clearly for the record, it is not my suggestion that we put money into repairing the roof of that building.
It's not
the
worth it.
heating of that building, without having a plan, to Mr. Scullombrini's point.
Yeah.
I think that, you know, some of the things that he addressed, we're working on, you know, the elections, but the roof alone is $1.3 million. To put a roof on the building as is that the building, if we were going to spend $1.3 million,
Yeah.
is that what we would be doing?
No.
No.
We're better off demolishing that building and building a new
Right,
one,
Right.
which we all know, but we have such an aversion to paying
but-
for new buildings in this town, even though we all understand it's a serious
And
need.
the other thing too is we know the roof, so we knew that the roof was not in good shape. That's why there had been a substantial funding for a roof repair, right? $300,000 had been appropriated to repair the section over
Was-
which
was
the
it
leak occurred.
Auditorium in the.
It was
pantry?
over the
It was
six.
the other side.
It was
that
over
we-
the 6 classrooms in the decommissioned section.
Right,
That's,
so we're talking about just the two flat roofs,
Right.
right? That we would want to be proactive to maybe.
so it's $1.3 million.
Yeah, Just for the two, not
So,
do, but.
so it's a
keep up.
flat roof, so it is not suggested, it is not a best practice to do that piecemeal. It is best practice to repair the entirety of the roof, or to tear off a portion of the building and to repair just the portion of the building that is being preserved. That's thing number one. So we knew the roof was going to be a problem. I was expecting fully, I got the call on Monday last Monday that it was raining, and I saw the video. I was fully expecting when I caught a call from the facilities director on Friday that it was going to be more bad news about the roof. I am waiting for that call. The other piece of that is the boilers. If they are to fail, they are in a similar situation. That we don't have replacement parts, they're so old, we can't, the controls are no longer controllable by the computers because they run off of, I believe, Windows XP. And so that building, unfortunately, the maintenance has been deferred for so long that I do not know how town manager, I could stand in front of town meeting and say to the folks, I am advocating that you support a major appropriation to repair this building without knowing what the future of that building is.
It would also have to go to town meeting.
That's what I mean, it would have to go to town meeting.
And that ties directly into the public comment. You know, I kind of assumed that the master plans or the building committee did have jurisdiction over that building. So it seems like that this conversation would.
They were specifically charged by this board to look into town hall and Ritter operations.
Yeah, TC Passios doesn't fall under the Building Design Committee.
And really what we're asking for is more time.
Yeah.
The problem is
time
we
to
I don't
try to
think,
see
I
what we
don't,
can
I don't know if
do.
we can give it to you. That's,
Yeah.
We could get a call tomorrow that the building is closed and everyone has to get out. Like,
That's
it's
the
that
and that's,
dire.
that's horrible. I
And
mean,
then
if
we
it's
would
the
look.
Board of Health,
yeah.
there
We
is
have no
nothing that anybody can do.
So even
When
if we say you can have, 6 more months, 8, 12 more months, it's going to be out of our hands if it gets.
There's a risk
We are
there.
at that point of, like, we can't make any promises because there's a very good chance that building is getting shut down, and not by us.
I mean, when I saw your presentation that the trailers weren't going to work out, I spent an hour Googling for properties all over. That's how I found the place in
We've been doing it for months.
Lancaster.
We've been doing it for
Yeah.
weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weeks.
Very
And going out and
aggressively.
looking and
I know.
and checking every possible
I-
alternative.
Anything we could
You
move
may have to
into
look
Anything
outside of
right
town,
now.
still support Lunenburg, but
It just seems like it's going to be a really hard time to people who need the food the most, and with the override, they're going to have to choose between taxes and food, and, I mean, we're able to give them $100 to $200 worth of food every week. And you have an increase in taxes, it's, that really is substantial. They may have to make decisions to even stay or leave Lunenburg, and a few of them have already mentioned that to us. And it's another bad thing to have to do if we can anyway compromise and,
And I think the compromise permission is outside of that building.
yeah,
How
I
are we
think
gonna do
it's
it?
either reduce, the foot, give up some freezers. I mean, providing some service is better than no service, right?
But
A
where?
location.
If we could compromise on TCP, we would. It's just, we can't promise, I think we.
It's out of our, I don't know.
It's rolling dice.
If we get a wet spring-
A safety issue, and then it's.
Well,
gonna
luckily,
get-
we didn't suffer any of the snow damage
No.
in the auditorium
Right.
or the.
Yeah, the first thing I texted back when I got the video, please tell me this
I
isn't a
know.
We were
decommissioned
up there
part.
checking all the time and making sure, and,
Good thing school moved out, because they
It was
would have,
over the school.
yeah.
it was over their,
Yeah.
their space.
Really
And
detrimental.
it could be over your space
Sealed
next.
them off. We thought maybe if we sealed them off and validated and just kept an eye with the team, 45 people, of trying to work with that building, raise some money to patch the roof. It's a heck of a lot less than $500,000 for a separate building.
the roof.
I mean,
We
get
are-
the pricing on remediation. I
We
don't
are
know.
beyond patching of the roof. So the roof has about 20 years over its useful life. When they went up on the roof, the rubber has actually pulled away from the edge. It's shrunk. There is, I talked to the facilities director today just about going up and doing something on the roof, and he said every time that we step on that, we are creating a problem. That roof is not, the patching of the roof was done, I think, in 2012 to last 10 years.
Yeah.
Well,
We've done everything we can.
Yeah, we don't,
I'm still a couple of places I can,
I don't know where.
Call,
I mean, I
but-
know what Renee said, but that's really out,
Yeah.
it's going to be hard for
In
some of our
Lancaster.
clients to really get there.
it's in
from where they live
Lancaster,
in
and then
Lunenburg. The
Lancaster
dynamics
might
of
get
the
upset with
type of
us.
clients we have and where they live in town, that's really out of the
I'm
way.
blown away. So it's 400 households in
No
Lunenburg
idea.
and 1,000
1,000 people.
people in Lunenburg.
And that
Yes.
doesn't even include all the
And that's
Thanksgiving
not
baskets. we
everybody.
sell.
I know there are
Oh,
people out
sure.
there.
But
Do we have any
you're
church
you're great
basements
advocates, that's for sure.
Yeah.
that are available? Is there any space in any church basement?
I haven't looked at any church basement.
And we'd be taking permanent tickets,
Yeah.
breakers.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of equipment, it requires a lot of space,
We
and
had to give it a shot, we have to.
But I feel like you need at least something temporary, because I'm telling you, like that. It's not safe, you have to get out.
We were kidding when we said that if you called us tomorrow, we'd close.
No, that really could happen.
I mean, it's a
I think
real, that's a real possibility that you.
possibility.
I think it's getting creative and looking at more options, maybe even further out, and also maybe even dividing and conquer, spreading out the space so that you're not just in one space. Just trying to get more creative with your options.
More home deliveries instead of,
so I thought,
In person?
I thought coming into this meeting, honestly, that the trailers were going to work, and
Yeah.
that we had a short-term solution, and that the
Yeah.
real problem was finding a long-term solution.
Right.
So I'm kind of reacting to this live, and it's really upsetting. It's really
It is.
upsetting.
It
Well, the
is,
cells
yeah.
will work for $500,000 if anybody
Yeah.
listening.
If there's any big donors out
Actually,
there.
Mr. Chairman, to
Yeah.
that point, you said if anybody was listening. So I think that there's a lot of people who are listening, who they hear food pantry, and they think that a food pantry is shelf-stable things that can go
Box of
into,
rice and, yeah.
into a small storage area. So I think we have an audience, to take a few minutes and say what kind of needs for those that may be listening and know of a space temporarily that isn't on your radar, to make that connection of, so 3,500 square feet.
Right?
She has it back. Sharon,
The ideal. We have on here slide number 6, I don't know if they can go back there, but we accommodate 12 refrigerators and freezers. We have a grocery-style setup, 50 racks, heating and air conditioning, obviously, because the heat got a little bit too much in the cafeteria, so we had to put in air conditioning so the cans wouldn't explode. ADA accessible, we have to have some way of getting them in there. We can remediate anything. We can always put in a ramp anywhere, and parking. So, yeah, we're looking for some space.
And what's the best way that the public can reach out to you?
And they can reach out to us at lunfoodpantry@gmail.com.
LUN.
LUN foodpantry@gmail.com. We will continue to look for space. I know it's a roll of the dice of when and where you might show up at my door.
I'm truthfully nervous about the temperature. I'm truthfully nervous once it starts getting warm.
Yeah.
Yeah?
That's when you can see the mold.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I see what you're
That's
saying, yeah.
because I was saying this last night to the board when we were talking about TCP in the context of budgetary conversation. There is carpeting in those rooms. Now, the normal thing that you would do in a building that you don't care about is you just rip up the carpet and throw it
Yep.
away. It's glued to asbestos tile. So that has its own host of
Sure.
issues. They are over there every day. Every time it rains, it's still leaking. It's not at that the major rain, the major water infiltration had partially to do with the snow melt and a clogged roof drain. Nonetheless, when it's raining, it's still infiltrating. So they are over there trying to keep it dry. I am concerned when the temperature raises and spores start to grow, that this could be quicker.
Yeah,
I had a similar conversation with PAC today.
okay. Well, thank you for listening. We appreciate you letting us present to you.
And of course, these conversations are going to continue,
Yeah,
and
we do need to
I know
continue.
I'm speaking for everyone up here right now when I say that we are fully committed to finding some solution here.
None of us
I wanna
wanna
find you guys
see-
a home.
Yeah, none of us want to see this go away.
Right.
It's an
No.
amazing service
Right.
for
I
all of you
understand.
volunteers are doing, and you have been for so many years.
That's how we gave you
I
ARPA
just
for the
don't-
fridges.
yeah.
Right, you did. And you gave us ARPA last year for food.
Yeah.
That's what we needed the most.
Yes.
So thank you very much.
It was good to see you, Nancy.
Good to see you.
And hopefully we can figure this out soon, because no one wants to see you guys stop serving residents. So, thank you for coming in tonight. Thank you.
Thank you all. Thank you for all that you do.
Okay, so we're going to move back to our public hearing. This is a public hearing to discuss the recommendation of the Board of Registrars to opt out of early voting by mail for local elections. So I'll ask the clerk to read the public hearing notice. It should be in the SharePoint. I dropped it in earlier today.
Okay. The Lunenburg Select Board will hold a public hearing on Tuesday, March 17, 2026, at 7:10 PM in Town Hall, 17 Main Street, second floor, Lunenburg, Massachusetts, to discuss the recommendation of the registrars to opt out of early voting by mail for local elections.
Okay. So we get this recommendation every year. It's pretty much the same. I believe you guys voted when I was gone regarding the in-person early voting. So now this is voting by mail. So important distinction here. We do absentee voting. So Anyone who wants to vote early can do so by going to Town Hall, going to the town clerk's office during business hours for, I believe, like 2 weeks before election. You can go vote. You can also request a ballot online by emailing the town clerk. So that's townclerk@lunenburgma.gov. You'll then get a ballot that you can drop off in person at the town clerk's office or put in the ballot box. And because of that, and also budgetary constraints, we're just unable operationally to support mailing voting. So that is where this recommendation is coming from. Any board members have any questions on this?
So the distinction is with mail-in voting, a mail-in ballot gets mailed to
You
every
can
home.
return it, yes.
But it automatically gets mailed to every home?
Yes.
Is that, okay, that's a big,
Yep, so it's the postage, it's the mailing of the ballots, and also having the staff or the workers to process them as well, that we unfortunately can't support.
so you can print out your ballot and drop it off at the office?
Yep, so, yeah, you can still get it that way. You can email them and get your ballot and then drop it off at your convenience, even if it's not during business hours, that ballot box
Yep.
is right outside Town Hall. All right, any other questions?
Any comments from the public?
Yep, I know, I was just going to ask. So this is a public hearing. If there's any public comment related to this public hearing, not seeing any. Anyone on Zoom? No. Okay, is there a motion to close the public hearing?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, no. The motion passes unanimously. Is there a motion to opt out of early voting by mail for local elections this year?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. Any abstentions? The motion passes unanimously. Okay, up next is discussion on right of first refusal for 1083 Northfield Road. So I believe all the recommendations we got from boards and committees was for us to not exercise our first right of refusal. And we have them all in the drive. Anyone have any questions or discussion on that tonight? Okay. Anything for the town manager on why we,
I don't know if the applicant wanted to.
yeah, the
so-
applicant is here. I don't know.
Okay, doesn't want to say anything, so.
Probably not, just want,
It's, to the public, it's 30.79 acres at 1083 Northfield Road. The intent is to convert from Chapter 61 forestry land to residential. And how many, do you know how many lots yet? Five.
Five.
Residential lots.
Okay.
And all of the boards have opined that they suggest that we waive our right.
right. All right, any discussion on this? Is there a motion to waive our right of first refusal for 1083 Northfield Road?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. Any abstentions? The motion passes unanimously. All right, good night, Tanner. Appointments, ratifications, and resignations. I don't think we have any. Nope. Town manager report?
No town manager report. The only item that I have is we have our free cash certified now, so no written report. And I want to just get the exact number for you. All right. So, free cash, oh, I can't open two workbooks at the same time. Okay, free cash certification, final number, $3,354,370. So we'll be relooking at the capital plan and free cash distribution to share at an upcoming meeting.
All right, thank you. All right, new business, vote to ratify the Lunenburg Public Employee Committee Agreement for FY '27 to FY '29. So what we're going to do is go into executive session at the end of the meeting, and then we'll come back to this. But I just wanted to call it out since we're going through the agenda here. So we're going to skip over that for now, and then jump down to old business. So discuss warrant articles for 2026 annual town meeting. So I want to go through the warrant as it is drafted tonight. See what discussion there is, see if we can start voting, at least to include articles. We do have a couple weeks, so we don't have to worry about recommendations tonight, but also flagging any articles that members would like more information on, whether that's from town council or boards, committees for submitted articles, et cetera. Okay, so we can just go through them. So A, authorization to hear.
Wait, which article? Oh, you're
What?
going through the hard copy? Do we have it in our,
Yeah, it's in the drive.
is this
So if you
the-
scroll down, you'll see standing warrant articles.
draft warrant 37? Okay,
Oh,
that's,
draft warrant, never
that's
mind.
what I thought it was.
It should have A's, ABC. Does that not have ABC? Yeah,
This
there we
one
go,
does.
ABC.
Yeah, so it's draft warrant 3726. I'm just going off the paper copy, so. Okay, so A, authorization to hear and or accept the reports of officers and committees of the town, straightforward. Is there a motion to include this in the warrant?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, no. Motion passes unanimously. I'm going to take notes, too. Yeah, okay. All right, so Article A is included. Do we want to just make a, oh, we don't need to make a recommendation for that. Well, yeah, we do, actually. Is there a motion to recommend approval?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. The motion passes unanimously. Okay. Article B, authorization to borrow in anticipation of revenue and to enter into a compensating balance agreement with a bank. Okay. Is there a motion to include this one?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. Motion passes unanimously. Any questions on this one?
We haven't had one like that. This is a new one?
Yeah, I'm like, what is?
We put it on last year
did.
as like a new standard article.
Right.
It's a fail-safe article, and I would imagine you'd include it in the consent agenda.
Mm-hmm.
It allows the town that if there is an issue with revenue, to borrow if we're having a cash flow problem.
Mm-hmm.
And it does require a higher threshold of vote, though,
Right.
because
So
it authorizes borrowing.
And it has to be done annually.
Yes.
So, should we,
You
Vote on
should.
approving it?
You should vote on
Did it
approving
last
it.
year, right?
I mean.
That was my
We're
next
not waiting
question.
on anything, right?
No.
Oh,
So
Yeah.
is there a motion to recommend approval?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. Motion passes unanimously. Article C, I think is the same thing, Chapter 90, right?
Yeah, same thing with Chapter 90.
Yep. Any questions on this one? Is there a motion to include?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Those opposed, no. Motion passes unanimously. Is there a motion to recommend approval?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. The motion passes unanimously. Okay. D, Economic Development Committee Revolving Fund.
So this is a new article, Mr. Chairman, to establish a revolving fund for the Economic Development Committee, taking in receipts from, whether it be vendor fees, registrations, events, and expended for the planning, promotion, and operation of programs and events intended to support local economic development. I do have an initial recommendation of a spending limit at $10,000. I believe the Economic Development Committee wanted to weigh in on that spending limit. In my opinion, it's appropriate. I'm not sure if they wanted it up or down, but it is a revolving fund, so it's just the cap. It doesn't,
Right.
there's no transfer. It's the cap of funds throughout in a given fiscal year.
Okay, cool. Any questions? Is there a motion to include?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. Motion passes unanimously. Is there a motion to recommend approval?
So moved.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. Motion passes unanimously. All right, Article E, Technology Revolving Fund.
So this is a cleanup article. The current technology revolving funds indicates the authorized folks to expend are the town manager, the IT director, and the land use director. Since this article was established, the latter two of those titles has changed. So the recommendation here is to amend the language to say town manager or their designee, allowing the town manager to select the employee who pays the open gov invoices on behalf of the town, be the one that expends funds from this.
Okay, any questions?
So it's just changing language.
Yeah, it's generalizing language.
Yep. All right, is there a motion to include?
So moved.
Second.
Any additional discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. Motion passes unanimously. Is there a motion to recommend approval?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, no. The motion passes
The minute
unanimously.
taker's gonna love this.
Yeah, you
No,
gotta
I'm
keep it
trying.
consistent.
I know,
Yeah,
you guys
exactly.
have to
I'm like,
stay
don't
on
mess
it.
it up for now.
Oh, right, it helps with the minutes.
I know, that's why I'm like,
We always get into a groove when we do this. Okay, F, revolving funds.
This is just this annual spending cap on each of the revolving funds.
If you haven't noticed yet, I have not had time to really go through this in depth since I got home. Is there a motion to include?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. Motion passes unanimously. Is there a motion to recommend approval?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. Motion passes unanimously. Okay, authorization to pay expenses from a prior fiscal year, and I think we're tracking 2 so far?
Yeah, two
Cemetery.
cemetery rentals of
Yes.
porta potties at the cemetery, so,
So cemetery rentals in my brain, like, what are we renting?
porta potties, so,
One was like $500, the
Yeah.
other was like 1,000, they're pretty small.
yeah, they're small so far, although I don't want to say that, because last time we were not tracking
Oh,
large bills of
I-
a prior fiscal
that's
year,
true.
and then we had the water bill, so.
Yeah, fair enough.
At this
Um,
point, that's
So
the
usually we
empty.
would, we don't, do
We
we not?
usually wait. We could vote to include it.
You
Not approve, right?
Yes. So is there a motion to include?
Include but not recommend, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So moved.
Second.
All those in favor, aye?
Aye.
Those opposed, no. Motion passes unanimously. Okay, fiscal year 2026 budget adjustments. Are we tracking any right now?
The only one that I heard about actually earlier today, and it's not from the general operating budget, is that PAC will be looking to transfer money from their certified returns into their current operating budget. They have a deficit.
Okay.
So that's the only one that I know of right now.
Okay, is there a motion to include?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. The motion passes unanimously. Okay, Article I, fiscal year 2026 closeout. So the only thing so far is snow and ice. We don't have a dollar amount on that yet. Is there a motion to include?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. Motion passes unanimously. Do you want to say something?
Yeah, just for the public that's watching tonight but didn't watch last night, we're going to try to close this out within the operating budget from unexpended funds, but this is if we can't do that and we need to hit free cash.
Yeah, okay.
And the total deficit again?
It's running at around 500,000.
Okay, just.
Yeah, $500,000. Yeah.
Article J, so what's this, capital plan? Fiscal year 2026 capital program funding reauthorization.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's not that,
okay.
so this is a cleanup article. It's probably looks more complicated than it is, but it's so to me, I would almost include it in the consent agenda because it is a cleanup article. So it's to amend the vote taken at the last town meeting that funded part of the capital plan. So there was $325,000 from a prior capital plan that was used to fund the FY '26 capital plan. But that funding was also used to fund the TCP roof.
Right.
So this rescinds 2 votes and then reauthorizes, so then we would reauthorize the transfer from Article 6 to get that was where the money originally was from the May 7th, 2022 annual town meeting, to be included to fund it's the $1,225,000 capital plan. It's not that amount of project. And it really just transfers the money from TCP roof to the FY '26 capital plan.
Okay.
FY '26, not FY '27.
No, so FY '26 is when there was the money that was utilized to fund that capital plan. There was also the same money that was used in that standalone article for the
That was
roof.
the second part of the
So
double.
it's going back to the original appropriation and appropriating that
Just
through.
fixing-
It's cleanup.
Just
It's a housekeeping.
Yep.
Yep. Okay, understood.
I just said fixing the books, but I meant clean it.
Cleaning, this is,
Fixing
yeah,
up
it's
the-
a housekeeping article so that we have not expended from the FY '26 capital fund intentionally 2 projects, the window repair here and the HVAC here, until we have the funding authorization clean from town meeting.
Good.
Okay. Is there a motion to include?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. Motion passes unanimously. Is there a motion to recommend approval?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. Motion passes unanimously. Okay, K, fiscal year 2027 capital program.
I think on this one, Mr. Chairman, the article is what's going to carry the details. So the
Right.
article as is written. It's really the description that will change. And I think that the select board could vote to include this tonight without recommending.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Is there a motion to include?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. Motion passes unanimously. Okay, L, fiscal year 2027 omnibus budget.
This would be your base budget.
Yep, yep. All right. Is there a motion to include?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. Motion passes unanimously. Then we can hold off on a recommendation for that. M, FY 2027 Prop 2.5 override articles. So this is just a placeholder. I guess we probably should just wait on this one to figure out what we're doing before we even include it, but we have that there. N, sorry, go
We
ahead.
wouldn't be including it yet?
We could. Do we want to include it tonight?
Does it,
We don't,
I think you don't know what.
We don't know
you're
what it looks
including
like
yet.
or-
So
right.
I think
So
the
hold
board
it.
has expressed that you'd like to place an override article
I
before
just want the
public.
public that is listening to know we
Yeah,
are.
I know.
Yeah.
If we pass it over tonight, that does not mean we're putting it on. We have committed, all 5 of us, I believe, to putting some version of an override on the ballot.
Is what that looks like in more
Yeah, just
detail.
as long as the public knows that this is not us rescinding that
No.
intent.
I mean, that was just a straw vote at that time.
Agreed.
Yes.
Yeah.
all right. Salary administration plan adjustments for FY 2027. And this is just the COLA, 3%. Okay. Is there a motion to include?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, no. The motion passes unanimously. Any questions on this? Do we need any more information on this one?
Yep.
No? Okay. Do we want to recommend approval tonight?
I'm comfortable with that.
I'm good.
As am I. Okay. Is there a motion?
So moved. Wait.
Second.
move to recommend approval? Do I have to say it
Yes.
that
Is
time?
there a motion to recommend approval?
I move to recommend approval of Article as listed N.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. Motion passes unanimously. Okay. O, appropriate free cash to the OPEB trust fund, and that's 10%, right? Yeah.
Yeah, so
So it's
it's
the same amount, right?
$335,437.
Okay. Any questions on this? Is there a motion to include?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. Motion passes unanimously. And is there a motion to recommend approval?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. Motion passes unanimously. Okay, P, appropriation to the compensated absences reserve fund. This is the one that we created, was it last town meeting or is it the annual? Okay.
At the annual.
And we're funding $10,000.
And there's 10,000 in there.
I was going to ask, so this is going on top of it.
Any questions on that? Is there a motion to include?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. Motion passes unanimously. Is there a motion to recommend approval?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. The motion passes unanimously. Okay, appropriation to the 300th Anniversary Committee. Is this a multi-year appropriation this time?
So it's not limited and it's not funded through the budget, so it will live.
Effectively, it is then.
Yeah, so it's, I have the appropriation to expire, so it's clear, June 30th, 2029,
Okay, then that should be fine.
in case there's any bills after the event.
Right, okay, and the amount's $15,000. Is there a motion to include?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
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 Those opposed, no.
So this is one time?
This is fixing
Or
that.
It's a
I'm trying to read it
one-time-
as, and listen at the same time.
It's a one-time appropriation, but it's not 1 year. It has a
Right.
deadline of June 30th, 2029.
And there was an appropriation at one point.
There was an
right?
appropriation that was
Yeah.
made within the operating budget, so it expired that June 30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is getting it outside of that.
Yep, this allows them to.
And nothing
use
was
it for the
expended, I
duration.
believe.
No, it wasn't.
Previously.
Yeah.
So there was an appropriation, nothing was expended, it rolled
Went
to free
back to
cash.
free cash.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
All right, is there a motion to recommend approval?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. Motion passes unanimously. Okay, and the next is the 300th Anniversary Gift Fund. So it's just going to establish that so that we can sell T-shirts and stuff like that. Is there a motion to include?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. Motion passes unanimously.
I just want to say I like my typo in there, the
Oh.
300th anniversary celebration gift fun. I think fun
Oh.
is better, but
Good catch. I didn't even. All right, is there a motion to recommend approval?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. Motion passes unanimously. Okay, Trust Fund Commission legal fees. I did not watch the presentation. I probably should at some point for these two. My understanding is that it's close to the amount of money that would be made available. Is that correct, or?
So there are 5 trust funds. They total roughly $80,000. And there is, let's go through those actually a little bit one by one. So
Okay.
after the presentation to the Finance Committee, let me step back. I had previously authorized the Trust Fund Commission to work directly with Town Council on the Worthy Poor Fund. Following the presentation that was made to the Finance Committee, I wondered if perhaps that authorization was not so express. So I reached out to Town Council to ask if that authorization was expressed, and so much so that he has almost completed working on the Cypre petition, I was come to find out, for Worthy Poor. So that work is nearly complete. Because it was authorized and it makes sense, there is no need to obtain funds for that. The second question was around the American Legion Poor, where the post has closed. And Adam Costa, Attorney Costa, has stated that he can certainly opine with whether, to Mr. Layton's point last time, the trust fund commissioners can make a determination whether or not somebody would be eligible for membership in the Legion Post and still be able to distribute the funds.
He swapped the 2 Legion, the Post.
The Legion,
I'm looking at the email. Post 283?
Post 283 is, it's the Legion Poor that we don't have documentation on.
Correct.
So Post 83, Attorney Costa believes he can provide
Yeah.
advice on how those could be distributed. The Legion Poor Fund, there are no documents for this trust. So the conversation with Attorney Costa around this had been that it will require substantial legal research in order to bring an action to Cypre, which likely would cost more than the $14,000 that are in there. When I had that conversation with the trust commissioner, and I said it would cost as much as is in there, that's where this number came from. That is a literal how much money is in this trust, and that's where he decided that that's how much money they needed, or they decided this is how much money they needed. I don't know if the board wants to hear directly from Attorney Costa on this. He said that he could absolutely come and talk to the board about this and any other article.
And they can't disperse funds that were part of the initial,
Corpus,
that created the fund, right?
Typically not.
I don't know how much.
typically, you cannot invade the corpus of any trust. You can only distribute the investment income off of it.
So I don't know how much this one started with, but
I can't even pretend to that I understand all of this stuff, so I wouldn't hate having Adam come in.
yeah,
Talk
because
about it
there's also the
personally.
sidewalk fund is
Yeah,
another
I
one.
mean, assuming we're gonna have other questions about other articles, but this one, I'm kind of like, I still haven't really wrapped my head around it.
Yeah. No, I understand. I get that.
And I don't know if we have documentation on the gazebo or not.
Gazebo, no.
So there's 2 we have no documents on.
That's correct.
Okay, so it sounds like we want to hold off on including this one for now.
Yeah.
Trust Fund Commission quorum. Has Town Council reviewed this one?
This one, yes, and the issue here is that he does not know what the Attorney General may do with it, whether or not it's violative of the town charter.
Okay,
But that would be more, we wouldn't know that until after town meeting.
right. Right.
And that's because the trust fund commission is specifically called out in the charter, and can a bylaw modify the charter is really the question.
Yeah, understood. Okay, I didn't watch the presentation. I've read through this. I talked about it with the bylaw review committee. What did the board think after having the presentation and discussion?
This one is all about if there's no quorum, essentially allowing the select board to work.
Do some trust fund related business on behalf of them in the lack of a quorum.
Has Adam looked, you just said he doesn't know what he's going to do, but is the language here, is he comfortable with?
He has not reviewed the language he has the document right now that he's editing, so I don't have his edits back,
Okay.
but the concept was fine.
Okay.
So maybe we can have them come and address both.
Okay.
Yeah. But in terms of like what it's actually trying to accomplish here, does the board have any thoughts on that?
No, I mean.
good thing.
Yeah, it didn't exist for how many years? So it's good to quorum or just no board, or commission, like we had. I think it's good.
Having a way to keep
Okay.
it operating is.
It's just whether the language is as
Okay,
it should be.
so I'm hearing we actually want to explore this and get town council to review it
Yeah.
and see. Okay, sounds good. Just hold off on including it until we work through that then. All right, establishment of a stormwater utility bylaw.
Can we hold off on this one?
Yeah, okay. Got a few pages here.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, V, amendment to the sewer bylaws. Should I say bylaws? Yeah.
Bylaws?
Okay. So let's see, it seems like there's one change here, striking out emergency circumstances threaten the safe and continued use of a property that a waiver may resolve, and replaces it with unusual or extraordinary circumstances threaten the safe and continued use of a property that a waiver may resolve. Have we had
Let me get
any,
rationale.
It looks like they're changing emergency to unusual or extraordinary.
yeah. I don't know the context for this.
Okay. Replaces the term emergency circumstances with unusual or extraordinary circumstances. All other waiver provisions remain unchanged. The sewer commission determined that the term, quote, emergency circumstances is too restrictive, as there may be non-emergency circumstances that qualify for the waiver. And then they went on to say, in December 2025, the sewer commission adopted a new regulation for accessory dwelling units that include the waiver language from the bylaw, but replaced the term emergency circumstances with the language unusual or extraordinary circumstances. The purpose of this article is to have consistent waiver language in both the regulation and the bylaw.
Was there a presentation on this by the sewer commission? Because
No.
did open space and
No.
trust fund commissions come in?
Just trust fund.
Just trust
Oh,
fund.
no, and open space. He joined via Zoom during the snowstorm. Mike Toohill?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
I'm like, what are you talking about? Thank you.
Do we maybe want to have them come in, or do we want to request any more information on this?
I have no problem changing it.
No,
Yeah.
seems straightforward.
Brian or Glenn?
No
No problem.
concerns.
Okay, so it sounds like we're okay with it. Is there a motion to include?
So moved.
Second.
Any additional discussion? Those in favor say aye.
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 Those opposed, no. Motion passes unanimously. Is there a motion to recommend approval?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. Motion passes unanimously.
My brain just turned off for a second.
Okay. X, Public Education Government Access Enterprise Fund. So it's the annual appropriation of expected PEG revenues and available funds to offset the cost of running the PEG program. So it's,
And so their budget has changed slightly, but, so those numbers are different. But
Okay.
this is the funding from their anticipated revenues from user fees, Comcast user fees, as well as investment that support their enterprise operations, together with a transfer from their reserves. They are operating at about a $100,000 deficit for FY '27.
okay, so the numbers are different though than what's printed here?
Yeah, slightly. Yep.
Okay, so we can vote to include it and then hold off on recommending then? That probably makes sense. Is there a motion to include?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, no. Motion passes unanimously.
Same with all all the enterprise funds,
Okay,
I would hold off on recommendations.
right. Okay, so we got a couple more. The next is a solid waste disposal program. Is there a motion to include?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, no. Motion passes unanimously. Water Enterprise Fund, is there a motion to include?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, no. Motion passes unanimously. All right, AA, fund the first year of the Professional Firefighters Union Collective Bargaining Agreement. Is there a motion to include?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. Motion passes unanimously. Is there a motion to recommend approval?
So moved.
Second.
Wait. We don't have it yet.
You, so, but you
mean,
wouldn't be
oh,
probably
so-
Wanna wait?
recommending, but
Yeah.
you'd be
Okay.
including all of them.
Okay, so we don't want to recommend approval
Okay.
then. Okay, so fund the first year of the Municipal Employees Union Collective Bargaining Agreement. Is there a motion to include?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. Motion passes unanimously. Fund the first year of the Teamsters Union Local 170 DPW Collective Bargaining Agreement. Is there a motion to include?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. Motion passes unanimously. Okay. Vacation System Transition Liability Reduction.
Okay, so I had Julie Bellovo calculate different options for a vacation buyout for the transition plan. The most expensive is to buy out 100% of everybody's time from all 4 collective bargaining units as well as the SAP. And that total is $265,916.17. To buy just any time over the 3 weeks is $56,000. I do believe we have sufficient free cash to clear this liability at today's, or what would be FY '27 dollars, and that the board should consider the administrative burden that will be relieved in transitioning just with the buyout, and that it is in today's dollars.
How does that impact the employee?
So they, for their time,
They would get a big
check.
all at
this-
once.
This is the
Is this-
bucket time.
But is this is this in their contracts?
This is, so the only
I-
contract that we've completed is police.
Yeah.
So they would have to, so their time goes into the third buckets.
Yeah.
Nobody else is completed, so they would have to agree to let us buy out all that. The other ones, depending on how this,
Depending on how it goes.
yeah,
Okay.
could get negotiated in.
Okay. But we do want to just buy it all out this year and just do it once and,
It would be, rather than tracking dual systems, it would be,
Ideal.
easier.
Ideal.
Yeah.
So the other ones were still open, then the police would be a conversation with the union.
So what if, I'm just thinking, if we can't, say the firefighters go with the same plan, and we can't buy it all out at once? We have different groups being treated differently.
you could,
Is that,
that's okay. I mean,
I'm just wondering what the reaction would be to that by those folks.
so far, as we've talked about buyouts, there really hasn't been much discussion.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mostly, people are concerned about their access to time on July 1st. Will they have time? And now, so that,
Yeah.
because they can take it in the red.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, is there a motion to include?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. Motion passes unanimously. Do we want to recommend approval on this tonight? No? Oh, because we don't have, okay.
I think you want to see what the rest of the kind of free cash
Yeah.
overall expenditures look like.
Okay. Amendments to the salary administration plan, position, titles, and grades. So this is HR director, assistant town manager.
Right, so this was kind of sort of a placeholder at the time. Things have evolved slightly since that time, so changing the title on the SAP from assistant town manager, HR director, to HR director and assistant, bifurcating the two.
Okay. It looks like it says the same thing.
It does, because it wasn't,
The-
the conversations weren't public at the time it was drafted.
Oh, I see, okay. All right. So we can just skip over this if we still have to work on that. Or
You
we
can-
could just
or you
vote
can
to
say
include it?
include it, and
Yeah.
then-
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there a motion to include?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, no. Motion passes unanimously. All right.
Now, does that effectively create that position?
No, it's just rename.
It plots the title on the SAP grid. So, yes. That's the, so you're plotting the position on the grid, and funding for the position would be through the appropriation.
All right. Participation in the Central Massachusetts Mosquito Control Project. I did not watch the presentation yet, but the feedback that I received was that they do a lot more than people realized, and that we are probably getting more out of our participation in that program than we are putting in. How does the board feel about this?
I do not want to include this on the warrant.
Okay?
I agree.
I'm sorry, I missed that.
I said I don't want to include this on the warrant.
Yeah, I don't know if we should hold off, because I know we got a few of those emails. I agree. That presentation was impactful, but we did get some emails from people. I know one of them was here, and it was impactful on them as well, and they were satisfied with the program. But I think we might owe maybe an outreach to those other emails, the residents that expressed concern with the program. That's my only thought, just throwing that out. But I agree that, I definitely see the program in a different light at this point.
Okay. Would you want to include it or not?
Well, I'm saying we just hold off, excluding it at this point, is my suggestion.
Well, I know for me, like personally, if we include it and it goes to town meeting, I'm going to vote to remain in the program. I don't know if I have strong opinions in either direction of whether or not it should be included or not. I haven't really decided that yet. So if we want to hold off on this and come back to it, we can.
Yeah, because we just give people an opportunity to reach out and advocate for having it on the warrant.
I think people should
Yeah,
watch the
I think-
presentation.
I think I'm okay with waiting. I think I just
Yeah.
don't support putting it on.
I'm
Right.
okay
Yeah,
with
I would
waiting,
agree with
but
that.
I am also completely against putting it on no matter what. So
Yep.
waiting is fine if we want to give people more time, but my answer is not going to change. I think the amount of work that they do for us,
Yeah, I agree.
would be costing the town so much money to have this program go away. I think it would be crazy for us to get out of it.
I will say that we may want to write a letter about the formula.
I
Because-
agree.
Because to be assessed almost near equal to the city of Marlboro is a problem for me.
Yeah, I don't disagree. But there's that one drainage part.
I get it, but it's disproportional on smaller budgets.
Yeah, we can definitely do that.
And as I understand, that's really a DOR function, that's not.
It's not their program.
It's not there, that's
state.
DOR.
Yeah. They don't, the Central Mass Mosquito, they don't make the
Control
formula.
the formula.
Yeah.
Right.
It's basically any formula there is. We
Interesting.
don't, it's not in our benefit. I've yet to see one.
All right, so we'll hold off on this for now and we'll come back to it. All right, GG, notice of town meeting. So I think this has the changes that I worked on with Mr. Franco from the Council on Aging. Looks like it does. I don't know if we're going to work on it anymore or if board members have any more discussion on this. Is there anything that anyone wants to bring up on this tonight?
I haven't read this in a long time.
I haven't either.
Okay, we can
So
go back to it.
include it, but let's
Yep.
hold,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, is there a motion to include?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. The motion passes unanimously. All right. Transfer the care, custody, and control of Kids Kingdom and the land it is on from the school committee to the select board, and this is jointly submitted by the select board and school committee. Is there a motion to include?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. Is there a motion to recommend approval?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. Motion passes unanimously.
So I know the school committee voted on this. Can we get their recommendation printed as well?
Yeah, we could do that.
Added to this?
Yep.
I was just going to say the same thing, but also,
Yeah.
I think on these two, because they were kind of quick passes over by the community last meeting, would love if we could have maybe one slide. I'm happy to put something together if you don't have time to, just to be like, I want us to be able to get our reasoning out before things are passed over.
In advance? Like, is that what you're, in
No,
advance?
but like, I think that
At
we didn't
town
even get to
meeting.
have the conversation before the questions were passed over on the
Gotcha.
floor. So I would like the opportunity to have a quick presentation, just like one slide on each.
Right.
Hey, this is why we're doing this. This is the process that we followed real quick and, you know, because we didn't even get to do that before the questions were moved on at least one of the two items, so.
Okay. All right. And I think this is the last one. It is.
No,
No?
but close.
Oh, I missed that one right there. Okay. Open Space Committee. So this is just creating that bylaw so that the Open Space Committee is a standing committee of the town. You guys did have that presentation. Is there a motion to include?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. Motion passes unanimously. Any discussion on this coming out of that presentation?
I think you did a good job explaining of why and not having to, I don't have anything against it. I'm personally ready to vote to approve.
Okay, is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, no. Motion passes unanimously.
In eminent domain, you do
Yeah.
not need this last article. So I was talking to Attorney Costa last week about the Flat Hill Road Bridge and the need for this eminent domain article, and not having been involved in an eminent domain before, understanding what the process was. So we have, as a reminder, we have easements for the work area around the Flat Hill Road Bridge. Two of those easements had to be obtained through the eminent domain process. We have been working to try to get an agreement for the homeowner to sign, giving us authorization to access the property. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to get that agreement of the homeowner. So we thought that we had to go back for eminent domain again at town meeting. Attorney Costa reviewed the language of the last town meeting where eminent domain was approved, and it was broad enough to give this board authority to proceed with eminent domain without going to town meeting. So he has started to prepare that paperwork. We have to get a new appraisal on the property of the value for the taking. It's going to be about $500, maybe a couple thousand, but very low value of the work area that's being temporarily taken.
Okay.
But, so that's where that is as well, is that we had been waiting to see if we were gonna get agreement around the access from the homeowner. Unfortunately, that's not the case. I did talk to Attorney Costa about whether or not we could go out to bid without having that taking completed, and whether or not that would affect the quality of the bids that we receive, and he was gonna talk to the procurement attorney in his office about that.
Okay, thank you. All right, so we don't need to include that then. And that was it.
Do we need to vote not to include it?
No. Any other discussion on the warrant?
Let me just see, sorry for. No, there were 3 other articles that folks had submitted or talked about, but are not needed for one reason or another,
Okay.
including cemetery, that was really the only external one, was the Cemetery Commission Capital Fund. They're allowed to use the monies from the fund that they were trying to expend from without transfer at town meeting, which is
Okay.
the sale of lots fund for capital projects. They can just do that without town meeting's authorization.
Okay, all right, sounds good. All right, so moving on, review FY '27 Select Board and Town Manager Goals and Objectives. So we went through this, we didn't vote on it, though. So if we want to vote on, I don't even remember the changes just we did about a month ago, but if we wanted to vote on it tonight, we can, just to finalize that. Let me see.
And I don't even think we had a track changes document on.
Yeah, that's what I was just looking for, but, okay. Might be helpful if we
Updated
do
3.2,
that.
hold on, let me just see this.
And then
No,
this one just says PAC down here for some reason. I don't know what that means.
I don't know either.
Okay, all right, so we might need to just finish this and maybe do a red line, and then it'll be easier for us to do this. What do you guys think?
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
I didn't know what we were doing on this one before, so.
Right, I didn't either until I got back and
Yeah.
I asked.
Yeah, we just kind of left, like, there was discussion, and then there wasn't
Right,
a codification of the
and
discussion.
because we did make some changes.
I think it was really around use the piece of software that we don't have anymore.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, so we'll come back to that. Minutes, do we have minutes tonight?
No minutes, right?
No. Warrants, no warrants? Any action items? Committee reports?
I have Library Board of Trustees on Thursday, MPO tomorrow. Planning Board met last night. I haven't watched that meeting yet. Open space, of course, we covered that. And I'd say that's about it.
The school committee meeting is tomorrow. They're going to be talking about the budget. They also met on March 4th. They continued their budget discussions then as well. They had, at the time, it was the updated projected deficit was approximately 1.9 million, down from the 2.4 million, though the district still faced roughly 900,000 shortfall for level services. The committee discussed several budget-related issues, including whether to restructure the athletic program and athletic trainer position as potential cost-saving measures. There was also significant discussion about the possibility of outsourcing custodial services. The committee members broadly expressed opposition due to concerns about safety, institutional knowledge, and long-term costs. The meeting also included discussion of community advocacy and legislative outreach related to the district's budget challenges. The Lunenburg Municipal Building Design Committee met on March 9th, working on a survey to staff to try to get more feedback from them about space needs. There was definitely concerns brought up by committee members about putting too much on the staff right now. So the idea was to finish up the survey, give it to the town manager, and the town manager could determine a good time to actually let the staff fill out the survey. And we tried to make it so that it wasn't time extensive. That's it.
Finance Committee met last Thursday. They heard from DPW, sewer, land use, and the chair of the Trust Fund Commission also presented the one moneyed article. Town manager also presented on administration, unclassified, and debt service. And, yeah, that's it.
I don't know if the 925 Mass Ave Working Group met last week. I was tied up in a,
We did.
yeah.
Oh,
so I
that's
don't know
exciting.
If you had anything you wanted to add, if not, we can look up later. I have not had a chance to catch up with the town manager, so that would have been my only report, and I do not have one from that.
Yeah, so the planner, Stephen Wallace, is working with MRPC on a little bit more brownfields work. They're getting a scope of services together for Joe McLaughlin, again, who did the work, the environmental work last time, to give a recommendation to prospective folks that might be looking at the RFP on what the recommended cleanup strategy is and what the anticipated cost of that recommended cleanup strategy is. So just honing that in a little bit further. So that was one element, and that is at no cost to the town of Lunenburg. That's through MRPC and DLTA funding. And then the group decided really to wait until that came back, and then we'll go from there.
Awesome. I don't have any committee reports. I did not attend the bylaw review committee while I was gone, but they did decide to hold off on submitting something for annual town meeting because we want to continue working and have a more thorough recommendation that we'll bring in the fall. All right, upcoming meetings, we are meeting next Monday for another budget workshop. And we do have something scheduled for Tuesday as well, which is potentially a tri-board meeting. I don't know, where do we land on that?
Okay, so there's no quorum for, there's not a quorum for the school committee to join for the tri-board on Thursday. So Thursday, tri-board is canceled. Monday, we're going to have a regular meeting at 6 o'clock, workshop after at 6:30, and then tri-board would be on Tuesday, I believe. I haven't heard from Finance Committee, but there is a quorum for the school committee, and there is a quorum for the select board.
Okay, so we don't know yet if that's going to be scheduled.
Did you say Mondays at 6?
Yes, Monday is at 6.
Executive session.
I, again, won't be able to get there till 6:30.
Okay. We might just want to change the schedule around, maybe, to see
It's
if we...
Attorney
Oh,
Costa.
Costas, yeah. Okay,
Probably okay.
okay. We'll talk about it and see. All right. Public comment. Is there any public comment from the public? Any public comment from the town manager?
No.
Any public comment from the board?
I have just a quick comment that for those folks that are watching that are supporting or not supporting the override, both for the school and the town side, just that we are continuing the conversations, that the select board is, has at least expressed interest in putting it on the ballot, and that we are supporting a version of an override. So, that was all.
Thank you. All right, so we're going to go into executive session. We will re-enter open session so that we can vote to ratify the PC agreement. So I move to enter into executive session and will re-enter open session after exiting executive session pursuant to MGL Chapter 30, Section 21A3, to discuss strategy with respect to collective bargaining if an open meeting may have a detrimental effect on the bargaining position of the public body and the chair so declares. This is for Lunenburg Professional Firefighters, PFFM Local 5369, and the Public Employee Committee.
Second.
This will be a roll call vote. Mr. McLeod?
Aye.
Mr. Leighton?
Aye.
Ms. Emke?
Aye.
Ms. Moore?
Aye.
And an aye for myself. We are now in executive session.